Do this before every show features somebody new shit.
I know.
Yeah, it'll bring people in.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, no, no. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't know. I can't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't know. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. I've been getting money. Oh yeah, but you pay yourself because you don't make no sense. Nah. I chop it, I flip it, I screw up, been through it, and you got this shit bent, cause all my money is spent. You want a tip, I ain't leaving them a hint. Nah. I get it, I flip it, I see it, I spend it, I get it, I spend it. No trust coming with it, cause I don't trust the soul, nah, I don't trust myself. Money is the goal, happiness and wealth. What you gonna do when your days be getting worse and your blessings getting cursed? Gotta put them in the hearse, gotta let you go first. First things first, things been going good, don't let them get worse. Don't let them get worse, cause you don't know what the fuck I've been through. Trust. Man, I got some issues, cause if I can't trust you, then I can't fuck with you. I swear, dog. Thinking my ass too loyal. I swear, dog. Give me a Glock, I let it pop on your block, but I'm out like oil. Trust. I don't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't know. I can't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't know. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. Trust. No one. Trust. No one.
All right. Let me stop. Okay. That was Trust. Hold on, wait. Let me get the name of the song right. Trust Nobody by JmoneyGibbs. Okay.
Yes, yes. Just put that out.
What's going on, gang? How y'all doing?
You know, another day.
This shit
Another day, another dollar. Yeah, trust nobody. I just put that out because I really feel like at the times that's how I've been feeling. Everybody been moving funny. I don't know if I could trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? Got to talk to people about it. So yeah, that's what that song came about. I don't know what y'all think of the record. I know it's just released. The feedback is always nice.
Okay. Sixxcess. You on mute, baby. Buddy.
I am on mute. You know what? I was on mute because I didn't want to hear things ruffling while that record was playing. And yeah, man, that's a crazy life to live, not being able to trust nobody, man, isn't it? I'm glad I got a few people. I could trust.
Always got a few.
Y'all see my name today? The Sixxmeister. That's what we go by. The Sixxmeister.
So J Money, I want you to go back in and kind of just like explain. You said that it may have a misperception of what the song means. What did you actually say that the inspiration behind the song was?
Not being able to trust nobody. That's why the song's called Trust Nobody. And what mishap did you have about the song? It had a different meaning for you?
No, well, actually, when I first heard the song, the first thing I thought about was like, damn, I've been seeing a lot of posts lately about not being able to trust people. And when I seen this post on Instagram the other day, the first thing that came to mind was, um, it's levels to me. It's levels to trust, and trust is not given; it's earned. And over the years, as I've gotten older, like before, I used to just trust anybody, and then I was always let down or felt like people didn't treat me the way that I treated them. And then I realized, I was like, well, if I start in not trusting you at all, not really being like, fearful of you or kind of treating you bad, but just kind of just going in like, why should I trust you? Is kind of how I've been going into situations. And then it's different levels of trust. Like, do I trust you with my personal information? Some people I trust with my personal information that I wouldn't trust with my money, or somebody that I would trust with my money, but I wouldn't trust with my car.
I'm glad you broke it down like that, because it definitely is that. In every situation, you got to know who to trust. And that's why I say at the end of the day, trust nobody. Like, really, even Tupac was saying it, trust nobody. Trust yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't depend on other people. Like, no, there's always times where I went to other people and I was like, man, and I'm having these high expectations. And then when they're not met, what happens? You're like, damn, I can't even trust this person because I told them what I wanted and they didn't meet the expectations. So trust yourself. Trust and believe that if you can't put in the effort, then find somebody else who you can work with that can. Or else it's hard to trust. And that's why I also say, like, energy, frequency, and vibration. That's how you know how to trust people. And when their energy's off and their frequency off and their vibe is off, you can't even vibe with them. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really trust you because you moving funny. Your energy's off. I'm saying something to you, you're not understanding what I'm saying. You on a different frequency. Or maybe their tone of voice their voice is too deep. Or you know what I'm saying? Maybe your voice is too high and they're in the club trying to talk to you. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I can't trust that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So I look at trust totally differently though.
Yeah.
Because like I look at it like this. It's more efficient to trust people for who they are than to assume people are untrustworthy when they do something that's not them. Or when you want them to do something and they don't give it to you the way you want it to. Right. I don't put baskets in people's hands that I know can't carry it.
Can't carry it. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think we do that naturally, but sometimes it's good and it's positive, right? So sometimes somebody might say, oh yeah, like I swear, somebody used to give me their phone and be like, here, can you beat this level? And I guess just because they said, can I beat this level? I beat the level in whatever game. But I think because they said, you know what I'm saying, those things, they trusted me to beat the level. They also trusted me with their phone, not to go through their phone and go on Cash App and send myself $1,000 or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, cause I got friends that I know their social security number. I know like all their information. I got friends that like if something happens to them, I can go right into and make sure that their whole family get all the trust and all that shit, right?
Right.
So it's all about the energy that I think that you give. Like if you make yourself that type of person, people are going to be who they are no matter what.
They're going to be who they are. Yeah, and I think building rapport and relationships is cool too, because not cool, but important. Because then that lets you know how to trust somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I just met somebody, and within 20 seconds of me meeting them, they was talking about stealing a lighter when I was gonna give one to them. You know, I sell lighters. Like, I was actually gonna give one to them. They was like, oh, I'm gonna take this. This is the first time I'm meeting this person. I'm like, all right, so in my first 30 seconds of meeting you, I'm thinking that you a petty thief. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why though? Why?
Was it a female?
Yeah.
Okay, then
it's not a thief. Right. Because your pictures on it.
Yeah, and she's why not? She's a female.
This dude here is like,
damn.
You gotta hold up. You gotta realize. You know what?
You got but I don't trust nobody though. You see what I'm saying? You might steal. Like, how you gonna steal a lighter for 30
But
seconds?
that's not really stealing.
How can you trust yourself if you can't trust nobody? How can you trust yourself?
That's what I'm saying.
How?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't trust myself neither, because maybe if I was her, I would have took the lighter too.
Honestly, if anybody that can't trust nobody can't trust themselves. They don't know what they would do in a certain situation.
That's
It just
I
happens.
know what I would do.
No, you think you know what you would do until it happens, and then something totally different will happen.
Well, then how can you trust yourself?
You can't. If you can't trust nobody, you can't trust yourself.
Hey, listen, I said that too in the song. Like, I don't know if you heard that, but I was just like, man, how can you trust anybody else if you can't trust yourself?
Yeah.
Interesting. So what about in business? You guys are artists, and I seen this clip recently, and I wanted to ask you guys about that. So in business, how much trust do you put in, one, your manager, two, your business lawyer or your entertainment lawyer, and three, your in-house producer?
All right.
See, look, I was just about to say that too, because it's scary. Because everybody at the end has almost the same goal, but they want a different way of getting it.
Yeah. But the reality of it is you have to put 100% trust in them. But you have to also put 100% trust in yourself and the knowledge that you have of what's going on. If you don't have knowledge in what's going on at all, then you already saying I'm putting 100% trust in them to be handling this business.
Right.
You know what's really interesting to me is that you've said that before. In the beginning, you was like, if our artists do not learn the music business, they're basically flying blind. Like, you're asking to get fucked, basically.
Well, it's like a music conductor, right? They 9 times out of 10 can play every instrument, can read every music sheet, and know everything to play. That's why they become the conductor. They don't no longer have to get behind every piece of instrument and play it. They're now making sure it's played right. And trust 100% that each part gonna do their job to make sure it's a great orchestra. That's how that's how any business works. I mean, look, the owner of Walmart trusts every GM. I always use Walmart. Y'all know that's my place to pick on. But the owner of Walmart trusts every GM, who trusts every store manager, who trusts every assistant store manager, who trusts every employee. And once you show yourself untrustworthy, you got to get fired, and we got to turn this ship around.
Damn. Well, let's. What about you, J Money? Do you put full trust in, like, your business manager to get your bookings or your entertainment lawyer to negotiate your deals? Do you need to be in the room? Really is the question. Do you need to be in the room with these people when they go out and do things to?
So I totally agree with Sixxcess, but I also have my own interpretations because of my experiences. Right. So there's been people that I've trusted that I've never met in person. And there's been people I've only met in person and, you know what I'm saying, like, and done business. But there's like a few people, like a few animators and a few people where I've done stuff with and I haven't met them in person. But then there's been time where I got finessed off Instagram, off of somebody trying to, oh, yeah, we'll do animation. Got me. You know what I'm saying? So there are times where you need to know who to trust and also do your research, do your background, Google them, do your search on them.
Yep.
And before you're even conducting business with this person, because one, if you're getting a lawyer, you want to make sure, okay, they went to law school. What law school did they go to? You need to look up these things. If you're working with these type of people, do your research as well. You're not just going to go get a lawyer. You don't know who the hell this is.
But you know what's crazy, though? A lot of people's goals don't even be clear, though. So imagine this, right? If an artist comes up to me, right, Jzabel, and say, yo, Six, make me a star, right? And that person is, no one knows them. And in 6 months, everybody knows them. The whole world is rapping and talking about them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they broke or not, they can't come back and say, yo, you ain't do your job. Like, you know, so they can't be like, man, I'm still broke. I'm still in the hood. I'm like, bro, everybody knows you. You're a star. Does it matter if I worked out every deal to be paid along the way to make sure he's a star? Am I not trustworthy? Or did I do what he asked me to do? If an artist says, look, I'm trying to make $10,000, $50,000 a show. If I got to negotiate $150,000 and make sure he gets $50,000, am I not trustworthy? Am I giving them what they asked for? Like, it's a thin line between it. You feel me? It's real shifty. It's real shifty.
That's some shifty ass shit. Like, I think
see,
if you
that's
get
where
more
people,
than what they ask for the artist is expecting you to break down.
But that's where people ask about this trust thing at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the trust line come in. It's like if I say to you, hey, I want to give you $3 million right now, and I want you to do your thing, and I'm giving you $3 million. If you come back and find out I made $3 billion, you mad at me? You're calling me untrustworthy? I'm like, bro, I bought your services for $3 million.
Hey, and what, you want to know the crazy thing? I said that to you earlier today, didn't I? And you was laughing. And I was like, all right, here you go. I'm about to send you $1 million. You was like, haha.
Because
like, yeah, for real, I'm about to send you $1 million. So what can you make happen with $1 million? Because for real, when you're looking at a manager, I'm tired of these people saying they're a manager and they're coming like, yeah, pay me and yeah, I'll get you where you want to be. What?
I mean, but it's not a manager's job to finance your career either. If you want to make it, you need to put your money behind yourself.
That's why. Listen,
but a manager that's true. That's true, right? A manager should not be like, pay me a monthly fee and I'll work.
No.
Right? A manager should say, oh my goodness, I can make, let's say, a manager say I can make $10,000 a month off of this dude. If he come to you and say, look, I'm trying to give you $3,700 a month real quick to do this shows, you like what you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Like the reality of it is any smart manager sees the lucrative side of it. Even if he says, oh, I could get this nigga worth $10 million and sell him to the label real quick and get my percentage and then be done with him. Right? It doesn't matter. Like they have to come in with an alternative motive already. If a manager is coming in with the same motive as you, it's something wrong. What do you want to do? I want to help you get where you want to get. Nah. You don't got nowhere you already see me at. You don't got no places that you think I need this services and we can make some money. I mean, damn. And any artist gotta ask themselves, if you're making more money than you did yesterday and you complaining about it, there's something wrong.
Let's play this clip.
Why every rapper complains about their contracts? Because they had horrible attorneys that were your attorney was actually in pocket with the label. And they actually trying to get in good with the label because the label got the best attorneys. And so if you want to be able to continue to work not just with this artist but all of your artists and elevate because they want that job, they're gonna be, of course,
give your publishing up. Don't worry about it. It's not that deep.
And they're gonna come to you and tell you, oh no, this is the best deal I could get for you, when really they having drinks with the motherfuckers they was negotiating.
And what you don't understand is you the nigga on the outside. You the new artist. You come through. You like, I'm getting such attorney that he been kicking up with them niggas for 35 years.
35 years.
That nigga was representing special ed.
Why every rapper complains about their contracts?
Let me tell you my problem with this.
Horrible attorneys that were the attorney.
Oh no.
This is a hustler's mentality. I don't care if you been clinging. I'm only want your services because you clinging with them, because you buddies with them. Why do I want someone that they don't know, that there has no representation, that has no rapport with them to represent me and be still hitting up against the wall? I'm only going to pay you because of your relationship.
You're paying. That's what you're paying for. Because of the relationship they had, because they went to college with these people, because they went to high school with these people, because they've known these people since kindergarten.
Exactly. I want that list.
Can you really trust that they have your best interest at heart versus
who else can you trust? Yourself?
I mean, the reality of it is, right? This is like I always say about any job. If I ask one of my homeboys to hook me up at his job, yo, homeboy, yo, J Money, hook me up with your job, man. Shoot, they pay good. And then I start working there, and then I come along and I'm like, damn, man, I don't like this, James. I don't like this job, dog. I'm about to quit. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter that he got me the job or not. If I like it, I'm going to try to become a manager at that joint. If I don't, I'm going to leave. All of these artists come in, hook me up, get me a deal. So their job is to get you the deal. Once they get you the deal, it's your job to deliver and try to become a manager or quit that joint.
You're absolutely right, because no matter what the job is, you have an expectation, right? You have the expectation that if you work this job for 2 weeks, you'll get your paycheck on Friday. This is the unforeseen expectation. You didn't really say this necessarily, but you were like, okay, cool. I know I'm putting in my time card. I know I'm putting in my time sheet. I know that I should be getting paid for my 2 weeks of work, right? When that expectation is not met, then you're like, oh, I'm not coming in. I ain't doing shit until these motherfuckers pay me. Now you become a mathematician. All that algebra and shit that you ain't give no fucks about, you know that shit now because you had the expectation of being paid. So sometimes people have this expectation, but if they can't speak it and say, look, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. I have a budget, man. Look, all I got to my name is $300. This is what I'm trying to do with it. I'm trying to see if I can turn this $300 into $600 in 30 days. I know that might not be it, but you need to make smart goals. Be specific.
Like shit.
Achievable, realistic, timely, because if they're not, you're going to be out here boo-boo and fooling. You're going to be spending money all night, all day on shit that's not getting you nowhere.
Now, it's weird because the record label is like a job that hires you without checking your references.
Yeah.
It's like you see they hiring, you beef up your resume, and they put you right to work, and then you start wrecking stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't check your references.
Where you trained?
Yeah, they don't know.
It's hard to put somebody on a job that's not trained. I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing because I applied for a job recently and they emailed me back and said that I was overqualified. I said, well, what the fuck does that mean? You're too qualified for this job? You want somebody who don't know how to do this shit? You're saying that I know how to do this shit too fucking well that you wanted to find somebody else who doesn't know how to do it.
Overqualified is the one thing that they say when they say you a smart Negro. And like, okay, so Brad Stocker says managers get a percentage of what the artist makes. It shouldn't be an upfront cost. 110%.
Yeah. And honestly, the manager should also know that if this is the artist I'm working with, if this artist is making money, then I'm making money.
And just like a job, I'm not gonna go and work at a job. I mean, if I see a store saying brand new store just opening, now hiring, and I run in there and it's a brand new mom and pop store, and Miss Lucy and Mr. Lucy interview me and say, yeah, we just decided to open up our business today. We don't got no track record. We just want to follow our dreams. I go in there and I'm saying, all right, I'll manage this place, right? I'm saying whatever business they bring me, I want to make sure it's cool. It could be nothing, but that's the choice I take. But if I want to make big money or nice money, I'll go manage some big corporation and let them pay me. At the end of the day, managers do not freaking just supposed to sit on their ass and collect from an artist that's dreaming. And a lot of you artists are dreaming because you know how many of these new artists don't even know about ASCAP or BMI or Song Trust, Sound Exchange. Shit, I can name some more, but I'm just gonna say a lot of artists that don't know about these Jones, Harry Fox, don't know at all.
It's scary. And honestly, so listen, this is the other thing I say. If an artist doesn't know about that, pay somebody who does.
They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They want to pay artists. And it's like it's like this. An artist will pay a person to get paid, and then think I could do it myself now.
Now listen, I think everybody's way they think about money is different, right? And some people think that like, okay, I'm working, I'm gonna work and save up this money and spend it all on the video, and spend it all on studio time, and spend it all on the on whatever.
Dumb shit,
right? And then other artists are like, all right, cool. This is a business. These are my assets. Every time I release a song, this is an asset for me. This is
and I want to make sure I let every artist know there's nothing wrong with spending your money, but these companies, they cost to join. Make sure you there first, then flex and get to work. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with being broke, no money coming in.
Let me throw my little 2 cents in. I still feel like even though you are paying for people's connections, I feel like you still can't fully trust them to have your best interest at heart. And that's why a lot of artists
No, you can't. You're absolutely right. And that's why you need to like let them know up front, like, listen, this is what I want. If this is not what you're doing, then I'm not fucking with you.
But y'all, this is why I say y'all tripping, right? Because you're not paying for somebody to have your best interest at heart. You're paying for them to get you there. You have to have your best interest at heart. And once you get in there, that's when you can start employing people around you that you know, putting people in position to have yourself. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're not paying these people to have. If you
In
got
the
the
beginning, so
yeah, in the beginning, you're not.
talking stages, because in the beginning, if you're or throughout your career, if you're paying people to get you through certain doors, that's one thing. So talking about people that once you're where you need to be.
Yeah. But like that's my whole thing. Like I believe that there should only be one door that you pay to get into. If you're gonna pay to be opening up doors, right? There's no point in paying people to just open doors and make things happen. I mean, that's just crazy. You should be making one big enough investment that could open up the door to everything that you need to happen.
The most dangerous thing is a person who doesn't know what the fuck they want. Because you could offer them anything and they'll take it because they don't know what they want. Right? Like I seen somebody sign a contract so happily in front of me. Like I was in Texas. This is down by the South by Southwest. They so happy to sign this contract for $10,000. Got $10,000 in cash for 6 years. I was like, so
what?
That's like you can't even pay a car note with that. Like
$10,000 for 6 years.
Yeah, and the contract they signed, I was looking at the contract because I'm the only one who's sitting there like, let me read this shit. Everybody else just like, shit, you sign this, you get 10K, you get 10K. They sign it away. This is the 6 years. So this shit was 2019. This motherfucker is just about to get out the fucking contract.
I would have did the same thing. I would have signed it.
Why?
Because they didn't have the knowledge to understand. Like I was sitting there reading, and I was like, well, at the time you have no money. If you got listen, if you got
in 3 months,
you just spent all your money to go to South by Southwest. You ran up your credit card on the hotel, getting the Ubers back and forth. You got $70 left to your name. Somebody trying to say, here's 10K in cash, just sign this piece of paper. Nothing will change. Why wouldn't you do it?
No, the thing about it is that's the lazy thing about everybody, young. All of y'all people that say nothing would change, you, J Money, that's lazy.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying
that 10K would set you straight. If you did that, if you hit South by Southwest and all that stuff in your own room and all this travel, you know how much it cost you.
Right.
Close to 2K. Close to 2K. Mm-hmm. So damn, I want to leave with something.
Facts.
And honestly, the only thing that stop a lot of you rappers, is no affiliations.
Exactly. You wouldn't like.
Hold on. So both of you guys are saying that you would sign for 10K.
Well, J Money wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I would. You talk about a 6-year deal for 10K up front.
I'm gonna let you know what happened. So obviously me knowing how I am, I'm negotiating. Like, if you just gave these 5 people 10K, I think I need a better deal. Now the deal is this. This is the deal right here. Yeah, I see that, but like, all right, matter of fact, it's cool. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna have my lawyers look over that. Once I said that, they're like, oh nah, this is the here and now. Like, nah, you can't come back later. I was like, I can't have my lawyers review it. You know what I'm saying? And once I saw that, that's when I was like, oh, I felt like it was funny business. And once they said the words to me, if you sign this, nothing will change. Something's definitely changing. If I'm about to get $10,000, but like, what does it mean? Because I'd be happy to take the $10,000, but doesn't mean I can't release music on my own. Doesn't mean you own all the rights to my publishing. Doesn't mean that any record I put out, you'll collect all the royalties for the next 6 years on those records. Is that what that means? I need to understand what these things mean. And if you don't understand, you'll be happy to take whatever that's in front of you.
I mean, even if you understand, once you understand fully, you'll be happy to take what's in front of you because you understand what you can do. There's a few questions that you're gonna ask if you understand the game. Who am I gonna own the publishing? And somebody may say something like, "What about the masters?" Right? Those are 2 questions that if you understand the game, you will ask. Right. But the reality of it is, I want to know, okay, what records will you be keeping? What records will you be getting? Will we get to work on a new album, right? And when can I start touring off with y'all name? And this 10K. Because the reality of the matter is, I understand how things work. I'm going to set up my own concerts, my own shows, all on their name. I'm going to have 10K starting that I didn't have when I first started because I started with 0 and I made it that far. So I'm going to start with 10K. And well before the 6 years even come up, I'll be a name. Or big enough to where I've made the 10K back and more because it's one thing that every artist that's starting off or in the process, it's one thing that y'all need. Your bills paid.
Money.
If your bills is paid,
you need to finance what you're doing. You need to finance your studio.
I tell you. Y'all ask yourselves why these young artists be popping like shit. Cause they can go out there and sell their little weed, sell their little stuff on the corner, and they ain't gotta get their mama their bread up front. And they good because they can put the money in the video, money behind the marketing, be all up on the blog sites, doing all the wild stuff because they ain't got nothing to lose. While all the while y'all go to work every day, and I get it, you got to get your bills paid. So why not touch 10K? Why not? That give you at least a year to run. After that year, if you haven't successfully done anything, you should know if it's time for you to rap and roll.
Listen, people, that's what I'm saying. People's expectations, they expect them to put out a song and think they're going to make millions without any marketing. You're fucking crazy.
Especially knowing what I know now.
Especially. But
you know the best thing? You know the best thing I heard in the last 5 years?
What?
Big Sean coming out his mouth and saying, when I first signed with Kanye West, he only gave me $15,000 advance. I said, wait a minute, Big Sean made that happen with $15K?
Right.
But
so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but see, in this comment, it says nothing better than being independent. I keep telling all you new artists that's false. That is for a big name artist who've already made it from the label.
Yeah.
That's for them.
Yeah.
It's like if you go into anything being independent is great.
This is what being independent is. You know how you're in school and they have juniors, seniors, and sophomores and seniors. Being independent is like being a sophomore, right? You're learning. You're in the stage where you're learning. After you finish high school, there's college, right? This is why Kanye West made these albums, college dropout, graduation, you know what I'm saying? And he made these for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really educating yourself.
Now, let me tell y'all,
independent if you're making connections, you're building.
Exactly. And let me tell you what's most hilarious, because you said, right, building connections, right? This is the equivalence to going independent. Imagine you just going out saying, I want to start a lawnmower business and knocking on everybody's door asking, can I cut your grass? Can I cut your grass? Can I cut your grass? Right? As opposed to being working for True Greens and finding out that they may be paying $700 a month, $800 a month. And when you go, you like, hey, I could do it for $100. Take my card. You know, that's how really going independent should work. It's like you can't put a person on without clients. Yes, it's illegal, but going independent is like illegal, right? You have to get the clients, you have to steal the customers, you have to steal the people that's going to buy. You have to get them on your line and then coming to you independently.
I agree, but I totally disagree. Yes, but that example you gave, I disagree with, right? So I think a better example would be saying somebody was selling weed, right? And they were like, all right, cool. You know what? Where you getting it from? Shit, I'll teach you how to grow it. That's better. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, they say you can teach.
No, that's just a different example because it's the exact same thing. It's just the customers. Teaching the person how to grow. Teaching the person how to grow.
You're not taking their clients.
Means nothing.
You're teaching them to keep their own clients and customers, so they don't have to go.
But teaching the person to grow means nothing.
Okay, so one is a savage scavenger standpoint, and the other one is an ethically honest standpoint, right?
Listen to what I'm saying. Let's hit me out.
Customers, I understand where that's like the quick way. That's the quick way to just get into the top. And J Money, you're basically saying no, be ethical, have some morality, and you'll get there.
And you know what? That's
do it the other way.
No, you know what? That's my problem too. Because I always say to somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here, I'll show you how to do this shit. And they're like, man, what?
No. Let me, as a former street pharmacist, I had to have that conversation with one of my plugs, right? He said, I gave you all this work. It should easily sell it. And I was like, yeah, but I'm just trying to find people to sell it to. But then here comes my plug number 2, right? And not only did he give me work to work with, he gave me a whole black book of numbers and said, this is the person you call when you need it. This is the person you call when you need it. This is the person you call when you need it. That's a put on, right? And eventually I didn't even have to go through that plug anymore. I had the clientele and they was telling all their friends and I had a whole new plug. The reality
that's willingly, someone willingly try to put you on. A lot of times with
that's what labels do though. That's what labels do. They willingly put you on. They pay you and they willingly say, here's the millions of fans that we have. I want you to go talk to them, speak to them, make them love you. And they hope that when your 5-year deal up, your 5-album deal up, you say, oh, thank you for all the fans. I'll definitely sign again. But then there's those artists that say, shoot, I could do this on my own, right? And they say, nope. I'm not signing that. I want to be independent. And they start realizing, damn, I was selling 10 million records. What's going on? I'm only going gold in the first month. What's happening? Well, dummy, you only got a few of their fans that stay loyal because you can't reach the masses like they could. No matter how big they make you, and no matter how much you learn to grow, you'll be sitting there with a whole bunch of grown stuff unless you got the people to give it to. And yeah, you could get out there and find it and beat the pavement. That's risky. When you can have someone just come along and say, look, I'll give this to you. You go here and you take care of it. That's why corner boys love being corner boys. Because they get to have someone give it to them and they get to just stand there.
Would you describe the rap game or the rap industry as fake or just business?
So it's entertainment. Entertainment can be classified as fake, fictional, but it's also business. It's something that's lucrative, selling.
Well, not the artist perspective as of the content, but more so of the doing business aspect of the music.
What's crazy is this. In the earlier days, I do believe that it was more fake content, right? As opposed to like saying rappers wasn't really about that life. But in today's world, I like to use the phrase taking things too literally. Like these youngers are literal. like literal. You know, to the point where they're dissecting old people's lyrics and like, whoa, did he really say that? Because they literal.
This dude said the rap game is just as fake as wrestling. What do you think about that?
I don't even know this dude, but it's crazy that he says that. And like I said, it's about making money. So yeah, I could get why he said that, but it's not as fake as wrestling.
Them selling plant. They planted this motherfucker and gave him a fucking story. Whereas a nigga like me out here sacrificing my life to build a story that's gonna stand out. And I'm thinking everybody else went through this same shit. Hell, motherfucking no, they didn't go through this same shit. I'm making that hard on myself, trying to keep it so real and authentic. You did? When I was young, I thought everything about this music shit was real. You feel me? I was this shit like fucking wrestling.
They made it look good.
My goofy ass really believe like he's really a gangster. He's really a this. He's a platinum selling plant. They planted this motherfucker and gave him a fucking story. Whereas a nigga like me out here sacrificing my life to build a story that's gonna stand out. And I'm thinking everybody else went through this same shit. Hell, motherfucking no, they didn't go through this same shit. I'm making that hard on myself, trying to keep it so real and authentic.
Okay, so you agree? What did he just admit to?
Listen, I agree with both, right? So it's real and it's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like wrestling was real, but it was also fake. They were trained to do what they were doing in wrestling. Tell me they weren't. Tell me they wasn't. You had to be trained. You're not just about to go in that ring and wrestle. Even when they had Snoop Dogg or whatever, they practiced that before they recorded it live. They rehearsed it.
Yeah, but wrestling is a show, like a TV show. So they gave them storylines based on personas and demographics and things that their clients wanted to hear.
You don't think that some of these PRs and some of these things, these social media posts are the same?
No, not in today's world. Not in today's world.
Some of these.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say it straight up. No, not at all. Listen, young, listen.
So you don't think
game is still
some of these stuff that these rappers are doing is not PR for promotion, like more than makes it seem.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. The more you do, you go viral, right? That's the thing. Go viral. But the reality of it is when you're saying that industry plants to make me do it, like what he said they're making me live a lifestyle that I don't have to live. Like, what are you saying? So now you're telling me that you've completely shifted to something that's not real anymore?
No, I'm not agreeing with the plant part, but I was saying like the other parts, yeah, I agree with. That's what I was saying. Some of it's real, some of it's fake, and you need to know what's real and what's fake.
I believe that unlike wrestling, the music industry, or the rap game rather, looks for artists who feel what's being asked for. And unlike the days when the A&R had to go and scour the clubs and find that person, right? Or scour the streets to find that person, now they're just looking on social media. They're sitting up that joint. If they say, I want to find me a youngin' that's out here wilding, that's about to catch a charge, and then goddamn, you got an artist, TK, looking stupid during the race, and they say, you know what? That's him. Someone find this kid before he's arrested and let's sign him. You feel me? Like, what do you mean?
You don't think that when they get signed that what they're doing with their marketing, some of it's real and some of it's fake?
The thing about it is,
hold on, wait, because I'm lost here. So are you Sixxcess? Are you saying that all of it's fabricated, or are you saying that they look for people that actually have this type of lifestyle and promote them?
Yes, these lifestyles are being looked for and promoted.
Right.
They're looking for broken kids. They're looking for messed up backgrounds. They're looking for you on the verge of going to jail. Either the music can save your life or it could be a part of your whole story. You know what I'm saying? They want to know because they like what's selling. And it's not no freaking mystery that death or jail sells. No one seems to be paying attention to the real. The real is on top of the game. You know, like the reality of it is the real artists stand out. There's still, when you start talking about what's this top list, right? This top 50 list or the top selling artists in the world, the real still stand out. If he's talking about just getting on and getting seen, well, yeah, I tell everybody all the time, if you want to be on, start emulating what's happening out there. Because that's what they're looking for.
So listen, I say this also because, like, all right, even thinking about Future songs, Future's not using all of the drugs that he's talking about in these songs. Mm-hmm. Some of these artists are not using all of these the facade and persona they're putting out in these songs.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a part real and it's a part fake.
No,
so
but
no, you're right though.
That's not the point of the music.
No, right, but they are looking for the ones that will stand out in this way. You know what I'm saying? That have something going on in their lives. That have, oh shit, they're on the verge of something happening. That's going to bring drama. That's why they'll put them on Love and Hip Hop, because they know they're going to go in there and bring more attention.
We don't watch Cameron, that movie director, right? Because he's making movies about a white guy's life. We watch him because of the movies that he's making. They're interesting. There's something to tell. At the end of the day, an artist has to, yes, you have to tell your story, but you also, in order to be great, you have to be able to deliver someone else's story. You also have to be able to, like, if I don't care if the person, if I don't pop a Molly or pop Percocets, that may not be something that I may promote. But if my friends do, then I may give them something to turn up to. What's the point? If I'm in the circle of people doing it, I'm going to give them something to turn up to.
Facts. that makes sense. I mean, I feel like every artist does that. That's why you make songs for your audience. You know what I'm saying? But I also believe, like, I don't know. I'm still agreeing and disagreeing, if you understand what I'm saying. But I'm agreeing with parts of it, and then the other parts I'm disagreeing with.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Him calling it fake as wrestling is very interesting, though, to his stance on how he's getting in the game and what he plans on doing. We know now he plans on being fake as wrestling, whoever that artist is.
It's fine.
We know we can't take nothing he said out his mouth serious, and maybe he just don't want to catch a Rico. Because ain't that why if music was so fake as wrestling, why all these artists catching Ricos for their lyrics? We don't talk about it though.
We don't talk about it.
That's true.
I don't want to talk about it.
That definitely is true.
What we say? It was all a lie.
Speaking of faking and life stories and you know alternating the truth. Looks like, I don't know, this was my movie, The Blind Side.
Yes.
It was so heartwarming.
I never saw it, but go ahead.
Really? You've never seen it with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, never.
I've seen it. I can't remember it right now.
Never seen it.
So basically, they adopted this black dude, and he was built, you know, as a football, you know, star, and they raised him, and they went through, you know, racist encounters, and ended up being an NFL player or going to the league. And
okay, I know Michael Orr. He played for the Ravens.
Yeah, so basically, he's now saying that his family never adopted him, despite the storyline. They said they tricked him into a conservatorship to make millions off of a fake storyline.
All right, I need to get a lot of things happening right now. First things first, at America, don't shoot me. Pew. Damn, I said don't shoot me, but what's a conservatorship?
That's kind of what Britney Spears was in, right? That's like, I don't know. They have complete control over everything you do and all of your earnings, pretty much.
Okay, so who is this white family?
That's a good question that he's posing with, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if they, so the family tricked him into a conservatorship, but they never adopted him. Did they really raise him and get him to play football though? And is he getting a percentage of this movie? Like we gotta, like he probably not getting paid now due to the movie strike.
He's petitioning. Yeah, so he's petitioning to end the conservatorship, it looks like, and
he want his money,
barring them from using his name and his likeness.
So
okay.
And the petition also seeks full accounting of the money that the Tookies or Tohies, whatever their name is, earned using his name.
I like it. I like it.
And he want his fair share of all the profits.
Damn right.
And he wants I don't know what's wrong with me. He want to be compensated for his damages or whatever.
Damages? Oh wow! So what damages did you receive for finding out that you had a white family?
Heart rate went up, mental anxiety, blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit.
I like it, and I think that he should get everything he desires. Send me a link to that petition. I will definitely sign it.
So that he experienced any type of distress?
I don't know, right? Like, I'm trying to think, what distress could I be claiming if, I don't know, some white family said that they adopted me, and I don't know, when that white family said they adopted me, I somehow got to the NFL and made millions. I don't know. There's a movie about my life that made millions. I don't know what type of stress I would have off of that. I mean, it seems to be working out great for Robert Griffin.
What's up, Face Lover? How you doing today? Welcome.
We got my boy Face Cruz in the streets. What's up? You looking like Malcolm X over there. What's up, my boy?
Say, man. These white people trying to take over black people's stories, man.
Listen. I want to know who wrote the storyline, who wrote the book, and why couldn't they just say conservatorship in the movie?
It's about knowledge, man. He didn't know.
But how
he
can
had
you
no
put
idea.
someone else's child in a conservatorship without adopting it? Like, you can't even really sign people. Well, that was back in the day, so never.
No.
Nah, like somebody gave them white people rights to that boy.
He gave him rights when he signed his little waiver.
But he
couldn't. He had to do that as a grown man at some point, or someone had to give them power over this little kid to be able to say, "Yeah, we have the right to do this." And again, if they did this before he made it to the NFL, that means that they did a lot of work to ensure that their money paid off.
Right.
They knew a movie was coming out of this. No, they did this when he was in the NFL before he did the movie.
Did he get paid for the movie?
Probably not. He probably signed some piece of paper that he thought was a likeness piece of paper that ended up being his rights going away. That's why I try to say they tricked him into it. You know how easy it is to get a lineman, an NFL lineman? Like, them dudes take hits after hits after hits. I got to see this movie now because I want to see how they portrayed him. Was he, like, slow in the movie, or was he really smart?
Yeah, he was like weird, bro. He was smart, but he was like weird, bro.
He wasn't weird. He was just a big kid for his age. He was in a white school, so of course he looked awkward and out of place in that school. They even thought, they didn't understand why him and his sister, were together. They were kind of looking at them weird when they was hanging out at lunch and stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't think he was awkward. I thought he was pretty smart.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm personally not gonna watch the movie. I've had several.
Watch it.
But I've had several times to see it, and I've opted out every time.
No, let me point this out. This is why you confused the shit out of me. I want to point this out. You just said that you would sign the deal for $10K, right? A $10K deal. You would sign it. Yeah. But in this situation, what's it called again? The type of
conservatorship.
A conservatorship. Would you have signed a conservatorship if knowing what it was?
I mean, that's them saying they're gonna be in control of my money. I'm never gonna sign something with somebody get to control my money.
Okay. So if somebody says, "Here, we'll give you $10,000, and for the next 6 years we controlling your money," but you like, shit, give me the $10,000.
That's totally different. Because in that paperwork, it says that even once they give me the $10,000, once I sign it, they control it.
You didn't realize
I don't think he knew what he was signing, though.
Right?
No, that's dumb. I'm already
asking.
That's
my point. Thank you, Face. That's my point. He didn't know what he was signing.
But see, that's why. What was my first question before we started the segment? What is a conservatorship?
Okay, but that's all right. I understand that, but you see what I'm saying? That was my question when I was like, all right.
No, because I know if someone says here go $10,000 for a record deal or a music contract, I know what that is. I'm going to sign it because that's what I want, a record deal, and I'm trying to get to work with a little cushion underneath my wings. But if someone says here's $10K for a conservatorship, I don't know what that is. I'm going to say, what's a conservatorship? And then they're going to say to me, well, we're going to be in control of your money, your finances, and everything you do after you sign this. Then there's no point of taking the money because you're going to control it.
How old was he when he signed that deal? And
He had to be in the NFL. He had to be in the NFL already.
He wasn't educated enough. I think he was 18, but he wasn't educated. He wasn't educated enough. I mean, who at that age, especially back then, was that educated enough to actually give a fuck to read, especially a black person?
Bro, this is like 2000. He only 37. He ain't youngin'. This recent as shit. You talking like this with Martin Luther King in them days.
Still, at that form of time, black people wasn't even in position to know the acknowledgement of like black and white paperwork. Still,
Google was out.
Man, 20 years ago. 20 years. He even like, bruh, no way.
Look at Britney Spears.
Nah, Britney Spears' situation was different though because those people been in control of her since she was a kid.
A kid, yeah, that's different.
But she was
the nigga had to be ignorant though, because that's the only way he was gonna sign something. Right?
He was a homeless teen. Like what?
That is my point.
So there's even more reason why A, he should be happy because he came off. B, he should definitely be getting some damn money though. I don't care what nobody said. The petition is he should be getting paid.
I think that's why he's gonna. I think that's really why he's going to court though, so he can get money off of that movie.
Hell yeah, break me off a piece of that funk.
I mean, it was only his whole fucking story.
Listen, this
shit.
is what I'm saying.
I mean, listen, face. To be fair, parts of it was their story too. They had to talk about how they got him up for school every day.
How people looked at them awkward for having him in the family.
Right.
Is this,
and I'm pretty sure they legends around their hood. They legends in their hood. They good.
Is this another case of a nigga trying to cash in?
Listen,
everything should be
knowledge. No, knowledge is the power of it, right? Because if somebody offered you and was like, "Here, I'm gonna give you 100K for 6 years," you gonna take it because you like shit. 100K cash. I ain't never had cash like that. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna sign it. The fuck.
Yes.
100K. I'm gonna take it. Not realizing that for the next 6 years, any of the other money you make is going back to them. So if you make more than 100K, they're like, "Shit, we're expecting him to make 6 million in the next 6 years."
So
nothing matters.
He should have been had an agent. Nigga, I know niggas that went to the NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know
what y'all are blaming him for not knowing any better as a child.
Yes.
Y'all know when people start complaining. Only reason people complain about money is when they live well beyond their means.
So what you saying? He going broke?
I ain't saying he going broke, but he definitely probably tired of saying them making money off of his storyline and off a false one at that. He just want his true story put out there.
So why is he just now saying something is the question.
You know what? Like, it's crazy because, you know, like Ricky Williams did a documentary, and there's a couple of other athletes that did a documentary and music stars. They had this publicist, and this publicist ended up signing like a lot of documents and taking a lot of their money. They wasn't even seeing it, right? And then eventually things started crashing down. And they say, "Oh, it's no problem. I'll write a check," you know. And then that joke like, "Oh man, it ain't here." You remember the story Dennis Rodman said about how his business partner was stealing all his shit for years, and it wasn't until he went to look because he needed it that he found out.
Okay, so all that falls under them niggas being ignorant.
Yeah, but you know, like most people, as long as your needs are being met, you're not gonna never look.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
If
you're right though,
it's crazy. Like if your job says I'm gonna pay you every 2 weeks, right? Or they say I'm gonna pay you every Friday. On Friday, if I swipe my card and that bitch don't go through, that's the only time I'm gonna call my job. Like, yo, what's up with my check?
You got a problem.
No, listen, let me tell you something. No, knowledge is power. Because just like you was telling me, this person was doing the same job, but the other person was getting paid $40 an hour, and the other person was getting paid $15, doing the exact same job.
Exactly.
Because they didn't know. But guess how they found out? Working that job for $15 an hour, they were like, "Nigga, what? You doing the same thing I'm doing? Wait, what company you with? Wait, I was doing it with."
So he finally coming to the light and finally getting educated.
Ain't nothing wrong with coming to the light, though. Ain't nothing wrong with coming to the light.
It takes time, and sometimes you got to go through it to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
But I think selling the storyline, I was in the conservatorship, makes it sound bad, makes it sound like white people will take it from you, and it makes us talk about it. So I like it. And I want to get a link to that petition because I'd like to sign it. He get that man his royalties.
Yeah, definitely get him his royalties. But I'm just kind of like, why is the story just now coming out at this point?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
He probably had. He
not even playing football no more now, so he probably got more time to focus on his affair.
No, let me tell you, that's sometimes the kill to me. But also, you got to realize that sometimes people are moving so much they don't get time to think about these things until after. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times you don't really get to rethink situations until somebody asks you like, "Hey, what happened? Shit, what happened during your day?" And then you like, "Oh shit."
Hit that link, Joe Young.
You realizing what's happening. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize what's happening until you realizing what's happening. Yeah. Some people talking about they stay woke. He might have been sleeping this whole time and he woke up. Like, damn.
Yeah. He should have been.
He probably finally got a down ass chick.
We saying
he finally got a down ass girl.
We saying he should have been woke up. But if somebody trying to wake you up and you dead sleep, nigga, you not waking up. You
listen, like at the end of the day, y'all, these people not broke people. These not broke boys. This man is a multi-millionaire. He made millions playing in the NFL, and he was a pro bowler. So,
and he learned how to make more. He learned how to go and
refinance. Is it the case of him really wanting the real story out, or is it the money?
I think it's more so the case of him wanting to stick it to them and finding out what's going on and finding out like you know what's even funnier, yo. Like, look, let's be funny though. Let's be funny for a second. What if he never saw the movie until recently?
Oh,
I mean, shit, bro. There's no way. If somebody made a movie about me, bro, I'm watching that shit, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah, for real.
any awards? Let me see if they got any
For
awards.
real. What if he never watched the movie until now? He was like, hold on, I was never adopted. Who put this shit out here?
Well, that nigga just stupid then at this point. If you never watch a movie about your life.
Yeah, hey, listen, bro. There's a movie about my life right now that I haven't never watched. And it's out here. I'm sure of it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a motherfucking movie made up about my life that I didn't even know was made up.
The same reason the Cosby people came out.
Years later, go crazy.
What up, Joe?
We lit. Oh, hold up. How many can we have up in this motherfucker? It's about to get extra live in this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, it's a party. It's a
It's
party.
a motherfucking party.
It's
party there.
party, y'all. What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up? This is just a public service announcement for real. For anybody that don't know, you know, August 19th, I'm sorry, this coming Saturday. That's the music department live out there at the studio. So I wanted to get that out the way.
Hell yeah.
Get that out the way.
Thanks for getting that. Thanks for fucking dropping that knowledge bomb.
Yeah, but I like everything y'all.
Hey, I like that look y'all been having with that music department, bro. That shit been looking fire, bro.
It's an evolution. It's not nothing we set out to
I've been
do
missing them jumps, man.
I know.
You'll come through. That's the beauty of creative minds. You put them creative minds together. People sprinkle some shit here, so sprinkle some shit there. You know, we missed J Money his energy the last time. I can't even hold you. The show wasn't the same without you, Gibbs. I can believe.
I gotta stay lit.
I can believe it.
Yeah, he kept the energy way up there. So
hey, Gibbs, you learn from the best.
I mean, anybody looking for a qualified host, man, Gibbs your guy.
Yeah, Gibbs Meister.
All love and respect, man.
Hey, look. Let's shift gears real quick if y'all don't mind. That we got my man Joe Young on here. Talk about the music department. Look, if y'all haven't seen it, the look is crazy. How are y'all going about the selection process with the artists that's doing that show? Are they all going? Are you selecting some for the tour?
So it really depends on who's ready, and you know what that means, Six. So you know if you don't know whether you're ready or not, you know I need to direct you to Sixxcess, and he'll basically go over your numbers and all of that stuff, and then that's how we make the selection process on being ready. So I know we're not gonna tie up y'all show with what it means, but that's where y'all got tap in with Six.
If you got your business right.
If you got your business right, but you know a lot of people don't understand business. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what that means. So I could tell somebody to mop a floor, but then they I got to show them how to do it. So but that's the I'm sure those are some of the workshops that Six kind of hold for those artists that want to know where they at. So once you figure out where you at, whether you ready or not, that's when they can send them over to us, and then we take it from there. But I mean the tour is shaping up. It's turned into something that we didn't realize there was a need for, but it's called the Electric Steam Tour. Steam Tour. So the STEAM is that acronym, that basically STEM with the A. It's the science, technology, and engineering, arts, and math. And that art is where, we come in as artists to where, we had a bus with the studio and wanted to show the students exactly where their careers could go. If they in a STEM related field, like, the message is choose your lab. So you can either be in a traditional lab with your white coat on and all of that, making robots or, drugs and all that for Pfizer, or you can be in the lab, the studio lab.
I like that.
But who knows that you can do that, right? So I mean, we in the digital age, all this stuff is digital. So you need some engineers that know what they're doing, that have a creative mind though too. That's not all just ones and zeros or X's and O's. So
Yep.
you know, we just doing the Lord's work out here, you know, spreading
Man,
the
I
word.
think I was 25 when I seen my first professional studio.
You said how old?
25.
45?
25.
Damn.
I'm nowhere near 45.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
45.
I'm mad. My
You think I'm
bad.
Jay-Z up here?
I need
50
this.
plus?
I gotta turn the volume up. So
All the way, please.
All right, put your hearing aid on. Put your hearing.
Put it in.
So like honestly, I see a lot of stuff popping off, but everybody asks me what I'm doing for October. I'm telling them I'm ready for this tour, dog. I'm ready for this tour.
Hey, so listen, I also tell people, even no matter what you're doing, even going in, know what you want. Know what you want, know what you're looking for, know what you want, know what your expectations are of a tour. Talk to the people you're going on tour with, like, hey, bro, like, what we doing out here? Shoot, what type of songs you doing? What type of vibe we creating? What we on?
How many of y'all wish there was a STEM program when we was growing up?
You can't be in those programs without communication.
I wish. How many of y'all wish we had STEM programs when we was growing up?
we did.
I mean,
When you said when we was growing up,
did they call it STEM?
Yeah, college. That's it.
No, in high school. I went
they learning this in elementary. They getting this in elementary now. They taking robotics in elementary.
Nah. I ain't gonna lie to you. You grew up in the wrong county, bruh. I went to school in Virginia. We had all that shit.
Okay.
Virginia elementary school was not teaching robotics and business education.
PG County. I was in middle school in PG County. They were.
Yeah, that was definitely
the only one that I know of for sure is what's that? Is that Oxon Hill? Oxon Hill High School got a decent.
Man, I was at
But listen what you said though. Hear what you said. High school.
Yeah, you're right.
Like these kids, they have access way younger now. Like these kids have access now as early as 6.
I went to the Robert Goddard School of Science. Like the school I went to had it for technology. Like it was the Robert Goddard School of Science. Like we had the STEM classes there. I don't know if it's because it was by NASA or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the NASA joint, but we had STEM classes. We used to go to the joint and visit. Like it used to be one joint we went on every year to go visit NASA and go on the whole NASA joint. So I remember being in STEM, and only the people in the STEM classes were the ones who went on that field trip.
And what school was this?
Robert Goddard.
What grade was this?
Middle school, PG County.
All right, but still not elementary.
No, step up.
We did the Legos with the robots, but we ain't never like go out, you know what I'm saying, out to school into like competitions and stuff until middle school. I remember doing some of that stuff though with the Legos.
So I'm interested to know. So you said that the new acronym is STEAM with A for arts. Now, is this just performing arts? Is this all forms of arts? How are you?
Yeah, I'm outside.
It's all forms of art. It's all forms of art. You know, we're just bringing the one that we're closely tied to. Where you know the future is all digital. Future is is all computer based and IT based and all of that. The engineering piece comes into how you link all that stuff together, right? So if we say I want to put together a show, I'm technically engineering the show, right? It's just now if I have a career, just like y'all was talking about from before, where they're trying to put this narrative out for whatever artist, they have to engineer the artist campaign. So it's all engineering in there. You know what I'm saying? So the technology piece, that T in there, tells you how you use it and what's at your fingertips. Like with all this AI, with all the different platforms that's being used, they got to figure out how to manipulate the audience into doing what they needed to do, and that's all engineering. So the engineering is just the how it gets done, and then everything else is just the tools that are available. So you can't. This world is not binary. Like there has to be an element of art in there. You gotta have some type of style, and that's the difference between a lot of companies that's out here, whether it be music, whether it be cleaning floors, or anything else. Like the ones that really rise to the top are the ones that people can relate to on a more stylish level.
Exactly.
When you really think about it, the shit gotta be pleasing. So that art element is just as important as the technology.
That's what I was saying about is rap as like fake as wrestling, right? The reality of it is you have to be able to, before you can even sell a storyline, you still have to be relatable to the people in some form. You got to be relatable, and those are the people that stand out the most, no matter what. No matter what. That's
Yeah,
why Walmart. That's why
I didn't
Walmart
mean
is
to
so
take it
big.
back there. Yeah,
I said
I
what?
didn't mean to take it back there, but even that, what y'all was talking about, that came out of competition. Where you got so many people trying to go into this lane that has been successful, to where it's a one up. Like when we talking about the 50 years of hip hop, at first it came out like I dress better than you, and like okay, I got more bitches than you. All right, well I didn't kill more niggas than you. Then I didn't such and say. It just kept going and going. But the ramifications of those different the consequences of those different metrics have a real consequence outside of the entertainment. So it's like at some point you gotta, they're trying to walk this line where they know what's going to sell. I think that either Gibbs or Six was saying that too. It's like certain stuff is going to sell, yes, but how far you want to go, because people, the audience is now numb to that shit. Like when it first came out, all you had to do was say like nigga or like bitch, and then oh man, heads a turn. They like, oh my god, did he just
No, and
cuss in this joint?
that's where the art comes into place. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing that's important, like your album covers, your videos, the other things behind the songs is what keeps, you know what I'm saying, keeps the momentum and keeps the stuff going. You got to think about the art behind it. Even how you dressing in the video.
Not no more. Not no
Where
more.
do you see
That's
album
a piece of it.
covers?
Say what?
Where do you see album
Oh, no, I be
covers?
seeing the motion covers. It be messing me up. I be on Apple Music playing in my car, and I be looking at my phone, and it be a whole motion cover movie. And I be like, damn, this shit go.
And that ain't no indie nigga.
Them joints be tough.
It's
Them
definitely
joints be
not
tough.
no indie nigga.
Okay, I know about the ones on
going crazy.
Spotify. I know, but
Yeah,
I never seen
them
that for
joints
like
be
a
tough.
regular independent artist. I
You
usually
ain't
You're not
gonna,
gonna
You're
see
not
it.
going
because
to.
they don't understand the tech side of that. That's a tech side.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was going to say. I was like, what Gibbs is talking about is the audience the audience view, like the audience takeaway. Like if you on there and you see the visual and all that, you like, damn, this shit is tight. But just like Six is saying, the technology has to be able to support that. So
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, and the technology is what made that particular thing available to you in sequence. You know what I mean? Like it has it, and unfortunately, we are people, especially older people. We gotta accept the fact that it's not back in the day. It ain't about your talent. You know, the talent is what keeps people in your community. Well, not even that. Because you got to have a mean recall system. You got to have a mean email joint or text message marketing. Your shit got to be on point. But the quality of the content is dead last. That comes in last. Based on what's out here jumping off now. Like the fact that I'm getting fucking news alerts about some chick I don't even know, sister, that got beat up just because she's dating quote unquote rapper that hasn't dropped a song in years. Like that shit's wild.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
how the algorithm is controlled by viral moments. But like, it's crazy because when you really think about it, right, and you think about the way that music is dropped, it's not even about back then. The only thing that everything in life correlates to is sports, right? That's the only thing that everything in life correlates to. Because no matter if you come into the league as a rookie, you can dunk over everybody, you can do all the acrobatic, dramatic stuff. But as you get older, you have to learn a new way to do it. And the new people that come in, they watched you dunking over people. They've learned your techniques and they've added their own things to it. So it's like when you look at the rap game, it's like, well, it's not so much as we want to say it's a young man's game, right? Because the dedication that you have to do, you have to keep reinventing yourself, and they keep finding ways to do it. But who keeps up with the speed? The labels do, and that's why independent or label, the older artists, as they get older with labels, they are able to survive as opposed to the artists that are trying to do it indie.
Yeah, it's harder.
Staying ahead of that curve is major.
You got to be with a label to do that, because that's how you stay ahead of the curve. Honestly, people don't realize it, but they really create the curve. And I hate to get too deep into it. It's really only 3 labels, and everything else is an umbrella under those labels.
Yeah, but you know what all those umbrellas do?
Right.
They create a module. It's like this. I don't like when people say I'm starting a label, but then say to myself, well, I have to have a marketing department, I have to have a social media department, I have to have a promotional and research department. I have to have maybe A&Rs, maybe. I don't care how that works really no more. I have to, they don't think about all these departments. I have to have my engineers, my producers, my songwriters, because that's what labels think about.
Yeah.
They have the business module written out and planned. So if a new artist comes on, they already have it written. They have the steps. Okay, we wanted to get you viral in 2 weeks. This is what we do. All right, sit back. We got you. They'll shoot the videos.
I'm gonna challenge that. I'm gonna challenge that a little bit. I'm gonna challenge that a little bit, Six, because I feel like this is the best time to be an indie artist. You know what I mean? If you accept what you just said. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna add a little bit on it, because there are no more barriers really to entry, because it's so spread out.
Yeah.
Like let's take the La Russells of the world, and I we kind of understand his situation. He's somewhat of an industry plant. If we really going to talk about,
I'm happy you said that. I'm happy.
He's that's what he is. Because at the end of the day, he talks about getting money up front from said label. So I mean, it is what it is. So he could have got that money from them, or he could have got that money from the bank. Because at the end of the day, all of the labels and all of these different people are playing that game, which is the business game. That's why so many lenders out here. There's so many lenders out here that's selling money, and all they want to know is that you going to get their interest back. That's all it is. That's it. Right. So if you understand how to use the different technology and the way your competitors on a larger scale operate, that's number one. But then number two, what you expect to get back. I think that's where a lot of the indie artists either become discouraged or don't really have a real goal, because they think they're going to make 1,000x off of $1.
Yep.
It don't work like that.
Exactly.
Now
that's because of the ignorance.
Yeah.
That's because of the ignorance. All right, so what you talking about right now? First of all, if I didn't know Six, it would have been went over my head. If I ain't study with Six, and Six ain't give me my books to study and give my information to study, my education to study, what you saying right now is going over a lot of people's head, because they not even educated to get to that level. And then some of them are scared. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Most of them are scared. With ignorance comes fear. You feel what I'm saying? So most people don't even know what to jump on, and double dutch on that, not knowing what's a good opportunity and what's not, because it's not just business in order, but it's even a mindset of seeking the knowledge for that. You feel what I'm saying? Most people don't even have that knowledge to even be even ready to grasp those subjects.
Because of exactly the first thing. It's because of the.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. But it's because of the exact first thing that Joe Young said. It's access now. It's like the best time to be an indie artist.
Yeah.
Right. Because I believe that every indie artist that legitimately thinks about it, right? If you start making money, you understand one thing. This is easier than a real job.
I'm telling you.
The problem comes into a lot of indie artists that make it, right, that blow up really fast. they came in the game thinking small. They be like, shit, I could make $100,000. I could make $200,000. And then they make $1 million and it's like, oh my God, I ain't never got to do nothing else again in my life. Then they end up looking like the Island Boys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I want to touch another $1 million because I done spent it. Like I done lived this lifestyle. But the reality of it is, man, it's like if I say to myself, I want to do all of this stuff. I'm like, yeah, the recoup is what we thinking about. But a lot of artists are not understanding the first step into recouping. You have to put something up.
It's even more basic than that. I like what Faith said about the understanding and all that, because I gotta give some brutal, some tough love to some of the people viewing. It's like, this ain't for everybody.
Right.
It ain't supposed to be accessible to everybody. They not supposed to know. But the way it works is everybody stay in their lane. Like when I first came in the chat, and we got to talking about what makes the people ready and all that. That ain't my lane. That's Sixx lane. If you need to know what to do and how to get there, you need to talk to him. The problem be everybody trying to be everything to everybody. Right. That ain't my position in here. So and if everybody took a more real approach to it, then shit, the people that's supposed to be out there gonna be out there, because they gonna have a big ass network behind them. That's the difference. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here, and if I got an opportunity to facilitate a tour, I'm gonna be like, nah, I gotta put my face on there. Nah, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I haven't performed at one of these joints yet, at one of the music departments yet.
He drove through a dead zone.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't performed at one of the music departments yet. And that's by design, because I want the people that I'm talking to and touching, I want them to know it's about them. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna get mine. I ain't tripping off none of that shit. Because I understand the game. Another part of that's super, super basic is just business. Like, the goal in business is to stay in business. That's it.
That's it.
You're supposed to wake up and do the same shit the next day. Like, everybody trying to hit the lotto. The lotto ain't business.
It is business. That's a business too.
I mean, for somebody else.
No, like, honestly, I'm glad you said that, because I hate that. I'm not gonna lie to you, young. I don't like all the people that play the lotto every day. And like, I don't. It's nothing like personal. I don't hate you. I don't want to see you and clip you up when you walk in, and I'm, but it's like, I'm like, listen, like, you're spending, let's say, hundreds of dollars a week on really trying to go and win this lottery. Oh my God. I could just think of so many other things that you could be doing.
Wait, stay right there. Think about all the artists that's doing the same thing with no plan. They spending money in the studio. They spending money on videos. They doing all this shit, expecting to hit the mega millions. It's the same shit.
It is. But listen, I tell all those artists, it's so much more that you could be doing. Like I don't like an artist. When I look at the artist, the first thing I do is look at their numbers. If I see an alligator mouth, I automatically know where you at. If I Google you, if I Google you and like the first thing pop up is like your Facebook, I'm like, I automatically know where you at. You know what I'm saying? If like the pictures that I see, all of those look like your cell phone pictures from the side and shit and selfies, I'm kind of like knowing where you at. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you haven't not one time took a professional photo shoot to promote your brand? One time? I don't care if they're a year old. One time?
Listen, no, some people don't know what they want or what they need, right? And I know some artists who you really have to start off. Like, I know some people who said that they wanted to rap, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go to the studio. And they're like, nah, I need this. All right, cool, let's go to a different studio. And they're not comfortable. They have to get comfortable being on the microphone. Then they got to get comfortable. Try to do the photo shoots. The photos coming out wild because they don't know. They're not comfortable.
Yeah, but they're not real artists, though.
Right. But nobody.
They in the way. That's what
you can't say that. They may be in the beginning.
Because there are people who become that. Like
Jazz.
Kanye West even said when he started making beats, he wasn't good at making beats. He started making beats because he wanted to rap on them, and they was trying to charge him too much. So he started making his own beats. I ain't gonna lie, the same thing for me. I was like, damn, this dude tried to charge me like $80. I was like, bruh.
But listen to what you said though. Listen to exactly what you said. You said exactly what me and Joe Young just said. He wasn't good, but he kept doing it because he needed to get it done. It has to get done.
But
So,
that's
a lot of artists waste a lot of time. A lot of artists waste a lot of time. So I'm not comfortable. I'm not ready. When I get ready, I'm gonna do it. I got something in motion. Okay.
What they need to do, they need to find somebody that's like Six, that's like Joe Young, that's like Tanya, that's like J Money, and get up underneath them. And when you're doing nothing, like I be doing all fucking day, have something working for you to keep you in that loop, to keep you relevant.
The only way to stay in motion.
You know what that's called? You know what that's called? That's called an internship. And they can see, and the thing about the artist's mind is that they feel like because they have something that they want to share with the world that makes them a professional. And that's part of the problem. Like if you was to go into any other industry, if you was to, you like cooking, right?
Yeah.
If you was to go to a restaurant and you want to be right there with the chef, you got to do an apprenticeship first, no matter how talented you are.
Yep.
It don't matter.
Yep.
You can't skip that part.
No, I agree, and I also disagree because in a way it's the same thing. Because like one time I was doing a position, I was volunteering at a position, and I was there for 3 weeks. After those 3 weeks, they put up a thing that said Employee of the Month. Like it was an article that went out and said Employee of the Month. So I went to the supervisor and I was like, like I'm just a volunteer. Like I don't work here. Like I don't even get paid. And when I told them that, they were like, "Oh, you don't?" And then they put me on payroll. You know what I'm saying? But like,
right. But you built the relationship. You built that relationship. You built that internship.
It's the same concept. Yeah, it's the same concept. Like you have to work for free, but that's a rich dad poor dad concept.
And I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all know I'm that guy. It sounds to me more like if you would have opened up and said something a little sooner, you wouldn't have been working for free, my guy.
No, right, but see, I was doing it because I was just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, shoot, this is where I stopped on my way back home from the other job. I'm gonna stop here for 2 hours and do my thing. And I can't.
You're not gonna walk in there. You're not gonna walk in that joint, and even as a volunteer, even if you know everything in that joint, you're not gonna walk into the big boss man chair and sit there and be like, "All right, got it. Let me run this thing today."
No, I'm
like, what you need?
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Listen to me.
But Gibbs' approach is extremely effective. Like that's how you do it. If let's say you wanted to work at that particular restaurant right there. You walked in and you was like, all right, I'm gonna take any job in here today. Like I'm gonna be the host today. They're gonna be like, all right, cool, shit, for free. There's no employer that's gonna turn that down. And you come back tomorrow and be like, all right, look, I want to try fry whatever for free. Like I work for free. They might say, okay, we gotta make sure like we got insurance to cover you or whatever, but they're gonna give you a shot because ultimately, like I was saying, the rich dad, poor dad, let me finish this part right here and you got it. The rich dad, poor dad principles is saying that rich people don't work for money. If you go in knowing that I'm trying to learn what it takes to run this shit, the money is going to come. I'm not tripping off the money. I don't figured out how to make other money. Cool. Message. If you haven't figured out how to make money, that's your first problem right there. None of this other shit going to make sense.
Yeah.
But my bad. Go ahead.
No, your money, you shouldn't be working for money. Money should be working for you.
Eventually,
But y'all all hear what y'all hear what y'all just told. Y'all hear what y'all just told artists though.
Listen, no, look, that's not it though. Because I'm also saying, listen, the same thing, right? To be a radio host, right? You need to have 2 years experience. So motherfuckers like, shit, I want to be a radio host. How the fuck am I going to get 2 years experience being a radio host? You might have to go work at an internet radio station and not get paid for 2 years, so you can put on your thing. I have 2 years experience doing a radio show.
Come on.
For these This is my resume. What you have to do. I know people who worked at a station and they work at a TV station now because for the first 30 days they were volunteering there. But they're so good that now they're the cameraman. Now that the videographer or the cinematographer at NBC, because they went there and volunteered, they were like, man, I couldn't get the internship after school, but I just started going up there every day, and then they finally let me in, and I was just trying to help out. And now you're working there.
That's what happened. And especially now, because it's a super shortage of people that's willing to work, just period, whether they get paid or not. Like, nobody want to do no work. Like, that's just what it is. So if somebody was to come in and jump out there and say, oh, look, I want to do this, I want to do that, like, shit, I'll open the door. Speaking of which, somebody hit me off IG not too long ago, was like, how do we get with the music department? I'm like, shit, we got plenty of shit to do on event day. You can help set up, you can help do X, Y, and Z. Like, come through. Like, the door is wide open. That shows you right there, you know, who's hungry and who not.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I think I was talking to K-Way a while back. Shout out to K-Way and fuck with Shorty. He from out Louisiana, right? He come through the studio from time to time. You know, he sing and all of that. But one of the questions that he had when we was talking was, you know, another guy. He was like, okay, look, I like what y'all doing, man. I'm trying to be part, whatever. Rich was able to chime in at that point, and it was so profound what he said, because it is, if everybody would take this approach mentally, they would go so much further from a community standpoint. The Bama Rich said, when you walk through these doors, you are part of the music department. It's about it, like, in how far the music department go is based on what you put in it. So if you turn around and say the music department ain't go X, Y, and Z of a place, well, shit, what did you do?
Yeah, that's
expectations. That's what I'm saying. You can't trust nobody but yourself. You can't put that in somebody else and say, well, I not. And honestly, I believe in people doing their part and staying in their lane. Like, you're like, all right, cool. If this person is the lawyer, if this person is the marketer, if this person is this, I expect them to do the expectation, or else what am I paying them for? And that goes for the artist too. It's like, if your skill set means that you're supposed to be over here and not an artist, get out the artist seat. You in the way. You in the way.
But like the sad part is, bro, you want to tell you what's crazy? It's like this. A lot of artists will sit back and expect their career to be the next artist's career. And that's
the crazy
where they really start getting everything confused and
delusional.
It's like, honestly, a lot of artists will say, yo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Why can't I live like that? Or why do I have to get up and go to work every day and he doesn't? He does that every day. But they look at just what's on the surface. They say, I drop more music than that person. Or I do more shows than that person. Or I ain't doing no shows until I'm getting paid like that person. You know? So a lot of people don't do that, are not, like you said, doing their research and not putting in that whole dinosaur effect with that joint. Everybody wants to grow. And for real, when I gotten most of the bigger clubs I've gotten on days that I've gotten, is because when everybody else left, I chose to stay and help clean up. You know?
Like, that's how I ended up getting paid for the festivals. Like, people don't even know. I was like, that's crazy. I worked the Drake Festival. I worked the Rose Festival. I worked these festivals because I was there just volunteering before. And then they were like, all right, cool. If you set up the stage for the Drake concert, once we finish setting up the stage, they paid you $600 and you get backstage passes. I'm like, oh, this is dope. We had the whole concert. You know what I'm saying? Then after you take apart the stage, they pay you $600. I made $1,200 one night working the Drake concert. You know what I'm saying? But it's because, honestly, I didn't know. If I wasn't doing those other festivals,
super effective, before,
that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? Correct. So stuff like that is great. You know what I'm saying?
But think about how many people that would have turned their nose up to that same opportunity, Gibbs. It's so many people that would have been like, yeah, nah, I'm not about to help these niggas break down.
Well, like, look at this. Look at this. Let me give y'all something. Let me give y'all something hilarious, right? I was working at this job making a little over 11. Well, I can give you the exact number. I was making like $11.15 an hour at this job, right? This was in 2017, and I looked at the math and I was like, yo, this is only about freaking 15. This was in Virginia, actually. And it was a cool little spot to work at. But I was working there in 2017, and at this point in my life, I had totally given up music. Right, totally 100% giving up music. So, in about I'm sitting at the job, I'm letting them hear and listen to some of the old stuff I did, and they're really encouraging. And it's like I'm doing this math, and I ain't making nowhere like but 20-some thousand dollars a year. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm sitting there talking to my mentor in the studio, and he hands me this book, and I tell his story like the back of my hand, this business and music book. And in that first year of doing everything that book said, I had already made the money that I was making at that job doing music. So the reality of it is, I said to myself, I no longer need to do this job. Yeah, I made double because I was working a job, and but now I make exactly what I was making at this job, and I'm a whole lot happier. Now, when I see and I research and I learn, oh, I can make more, and I can make more, and I can make more. What's the key factor? Putting in work, hitting shows, hitting stage.
You can't be upset. You can't say that, oh, how come I ain't got no motion if you're not moving? You can't have motion if you're not moving.
A lot of people got a misconception of motion, though.
No, they do, because you need to put yourself in the right places. Right? You know what I'm saying? You can't be in the wrong ocean. You're gonna have the wrong motion. Like, you don't need to be in that ocean if you're having the wrong motion.
Look at your man.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, we know
and
who
listen,
the rappers are.
I want to tell artists this.
We know who the rappers are.
You gotta understand two things, right?
Nigga Gibbs, if he got the wrong motion, you can't be in the ocean.
No,
get this man a beat.
But you gotta understand two things. The lane you choose is the first questions that you have to ask yourself. What do I want out of this?
Exactly.
If I just want to make some money, then I can just work it. But if I want to be famous, if I want to be a superstar, if I want to be a mega star, if I'm up there, I'm going to be the next little baby, I'm going to be the next Future, then you got to start asking yourself a lot of different questions than the person who said, I just want to make some money. Because the person who's saying, I just want to make some money, yes, he's going to be way more successful faster than you are, right? If he has just a little bit of money to invest in himself, he's going to be way more successful than you are, because your dream is to be a superstar. And even if you're making money, you still feel like a failure because you're not the superstar. But you best believe that person that said they get in the game and say, I want to make some money. And when y'all look at all these artists that's blowing up and y'all say, damn, all these artists is on, the game is oversaturated. All these artists got in the game and say, I just want to make some money. They're not all the ones that's like mad and saying the game is oversaturated. There's too many artists doing it. All y'all came into, I'm number one. I'm the best. Ain't no other artist better than me. I'm gonna prove it. I'm the best artist in the world. And you don't see it. You're not getting received like that. Why aren't you? Well,
let me tell you, there's so many people who are artists, but they can't call themselves artists because they're managers at Walgreens or they work their job. I swear on everything. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, bro, I don't want to hear your music because I can't hear it nowhere else but on your phone.
Yeah, but I know artists that put in artists that put in hella hours at work and hella hours in the studio on the ground.
Listen, I do too. 25, 30. They go to work all day and then go to the studio all night and have all this music, but they don't release it. And I just be like, bro, I'm so confused about why you don't release it. Man, I just do it for me. That's cool. But like,
yeah, but those artists that say I do it for me are not the ones that's in the conversation with like they never gonna say I'm the best artist in the world
because they don't want to be. I'm confused. They're
not putting in the work to be.
They don't want to be though.
Yeah, I mean,
they just like music. There's nothing wrong with making music because you like it. And we're not even talking to those people. I'm not talking to a hobbyist. I'm talking to the two people that answered the only two questions. The ones that say I want to be a superstar and the ones that say I want to make some money. If you say I'm just a hobbyist, I don't have to talk to you like about this. This is like, oh, cool. This is nice. Okay, this is nice. This is like you invite me over the house and look at your boat collection or your NASCARs or whatever the fuck you collect. Oh, this is cool. This is dope. You know? And when people ask me, yes, he has a real good Pokemon collection. He has all the cards. He has everything. Cool. That's all right. Yeah, and maybe one day if he wants to sell them in cash, and he could. But that's how we were talking about.
That's the other thing I'm saying about the emotion, because the craziest thing happened, right? So like somebody used to come and visit my grandmother, and when they used to come visit her, they thought that she liked owls because somebody left their owl over there on the table. So then somebody else brought her another owl. So then all of a sudden it became this thing that everybody visited her would bring her an owl as a present. She was like, I just don't understand why people are bringing these owls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't even like owls. One person had a guitar over their house because whatever, I think their girlfriend left and whatever and left the guitar. And the dude was like, yeah, that's my girl's guitar. And then all of a sudden I come back and he's like, yeah, so my friend brought me another bass guitar. I'm like, bro, you just got guitars over here? Like, you know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, he got a drum set.
Hold
He was
up,
like,
let's go back because I feel like I've
because what I'm
missed
saying is no, it gets crazy. You got to walk yourself in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like even if these are things that you want, you got to
I ain't
speak
talking
into
about that.
existence. You know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't talking about that,
You
Gibbs.
can't
I'm
say
talking
that.
about.
You can't say.
Go ahead.
What?
No, I'm talking about you just glazed over the fact that
Your grandmother
like
got owls?
you and a whole nigga what?
What? What?
So walk us through that. What's
Hold on, nigga. What?
and
Yeah,
then he was like niggas leaving guitars up. I'm like, nigga, hold up. He's like,
No, like
listen, I'm
they
missing the
started
whole story.
they started
Like,
leaving these things
we
like thinking
need to
that this
do a
person
deep
had an
dive.
interest. No, thinking this person had an interest in owls, knowing this person like may not have, but it became an interest, right? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody might not be introduced to something, but once they start moving in that direction, it becomes an interest. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say, oh, somebody might say, well,
I got
like
that part
computers.
of it.
But then you leaving computers around them, they're like, all right, shoot, I figured out how to do this.
Gears. It's like
becoming an interest. That's what I'm saying. It becomes an interest.
So your grandmother now likes owls. So she now likes.
My grandmother's passed, but no, like that's what I'm saying. She started learning about owls because she's like, oh, I learned about these owls. They're actually spiritual. People were leaving these owls, and the statues of these owls leave good energy. This owl leave good. So that's why I put the owls. And before she didn't know that, but once you start getting these things, you start learning like, oh, that's what this is for. And you don't realize the path, these things that happen to you in your life, they happen for a reason. Right? You might think you go through all these bumps, scars, screws, and scratches and falling off the bike, but you learn to fall off that bike so you don't fall the same way again. Oh, I know to hit the brake. Oh, I know to slow down when I'm turning. I know to do this the right way because I've learned from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But you have to move and make mistakes to learn from it.
I thought you was froze for a second, Joey. Was amazing.
I'm listen, I'm gonna
that was a major posture.
The question I was really asking is more or less like, you know, what he just said just showed me that it's a lot of I don't know about Gibbs perspective. And when he was saying about the his grandmother with the owls, I thought he was talking about real owls. That's why I was like, hold up, go back. You got to explain that one because that ultimately tells you. I got you now, but it ultimately tells you a lot about that of the person's perspective. So there's not a lot of people that understand what it would mean to be around live animals, and especially something that's off the beaten path. To be like, okay, well, what was the reasoning behind that? What was all that? So your outlook on business, your outlook on life and all that is going to be based in that. So when I was like, go back, I'm like, yeah. And then you got to talk about, you said somebody left a guitar over there, whatever. I'm like, so you come from a space that is open to musical expression or different expressions and all of that. That's a huge part of your perspective. I didn't come from that. I came from somewhere where you supposed to keep quiet about that shit. Like, nigga, you're not writing no raps. Like, nah, we're not doing that over here.
Oh, no,
you see what I'm saying? So to hear you saying what you're saying, go ahead.
Yeah, once you get invited to it, you find out.
No, like you learn about these things, but it was definitely private. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain times it was when I was a teenager, I got my drum machine. I couldn't play it through the speakers. Had to have on headphones. Like 8:30, couldn't play it through the speakers. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had the video game, it used to be, they have, there's watch time now. Like, nah, you couldn't play this video game after dinner. You know what I'm saying? You can play before, but like, after dinner time, no video game. Or school nights, nah, you're not playing the video game after dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just certain things that were, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't do. But if you was introduced to these things and you realize you wasn't introduced to these things, like, you can't watch TV after this time because, back in the day, once midnight hit, BET Uncut was on. That's why I was like, how come you can never watch the TV at midnight? Now I know, you know what I'm saying? But it's like some things that you weren't introduced to until later. You know what I'm saying? And being introduced to certain things can open up your perspective. Like, I think that's why you need to stay in motion. That's why I think traveling, meeting new people is going to take you in the direction you're supposed to go. You know what I'm saying?
I think that plays a part in the perspective of the younger artists coming into this world right now. They don't have that to draw off of. All they have to draw off of is the communities that they see online. So when they get in front of people, it be this weird kind of energy because they don't know really how to interact with people when it comes to like that real face-to-face shit. And when it's face-to-face, that's where the magic really happens, which is why live performances aren't going nowhere. That's just not going nowhere because just the improvisations and everything that happens on that spiritual, magical level can only happen in that moment. But that's hard to explain to somebody who's seeing success from the digital side only. And they were just talking about how live sales are down.
Yeah. I thought they went back up.
No. Did you see Moneybagg Yo concert last night?
Down. Yeah.
Or night for last?
Yeah, that's not based on who the artist is. I thought that was just much because it was them.
Of course, listen. We're only talking in the rap industry, obviously. We're only talking in the rap industry, obviously.
What I'm saying is he could sell out a club like Bliss, but that's an arena, right? So I would think that it's a difference.
Okay, artists don't sell out clubs.
Okay, promoters.
Yeah, artists don't sell out.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I'm with you on the because that goes back to the stay in your lane side of things, right? Like if you the artist, what you need to do is get with the promoter that know what they're doing, and vice versa.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So you don't.
At the same time, though,
think regardless of the promoter, if Moneybagg Yo was at Power, Bliss, what's that other club? St. Ives or St. Eves, would pass those places out.
Hear me out. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I say artists don't sell out. This is why I say big artists don't sell out clubs, because a artist, when he's going on the tour, if he's going to hit clubs, he's going to research the most popping clubs. He's not going to go to a hole in the wall and try to make that joint big. He's going to hit Bliss because Bliss already sells itself. It has its reputation for selling itself. So he wants to be at Bliss because of their people that's there. He's not going to say, I want to go to the hole in the wall. I want to go to the most popping spot.
Yeah,
and
this nigga not coming to the music department. I'll tell you that right now.
Now listen, let me tell you what would change that though. Let me tell you what would change that. Visuals of it being packed. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, we got to get over that.
I've seen somewhat. I'm not gonna say big artists like Drake, but I've seen artists kind of on like a Moneybagg Yo, Yo Gotti type of level, and Bliss be empty. I've been there where artists are kind of like popping, but it's empty. So
exactly, because artists do not make clubs popping. Artists are not the reason that you go to no club. You go to a club, that club is in your city, your hood. They visit it once a year, if you're lucky, twice. They come in there because y'all there all the time. That's why they're coming. That club has to have a name for itself. Artists don't listen.
Free to disagree.
Artists don't do anything but make music and perform it.
An artist can sell out a club. I think an artist can sell out a club.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm leaning more towards what Sixxcess is saying now.
No, man, it's a team that sells out the club. One person by themselves is not going to sell out the club. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
But listen,
man, if you don't have a team behind you of other people doing other things, you're not going to sell out that club.
My point is this: you're not going to even tell your team to call that club unless it's popping, though. You're not going to put that on your tour stop. You're not going to put that on your tour stop.
I'm not qualified for that part of the conversation.
You're not putting that on your tour stop.
I know this promoting shit is way harder than it looks.
Let's play around
with somebody that's
But look, Joe Young, let's play around on our level, right? Let's play around on our level. A club sends you a email that says, "Hey, we want you to perform." First thing you do when that club sends you that DM. First thing you do.
You're gonna look at what the club is.
Exactly what the club is already doing. You're gonna say, "Damn, this show lit. I'm hitting that joint. I'm going. Hell yeah, I'm going." If that joint look dead, done, you like shit. Hell nah.
Or
I
for
got
real,
a question
or
for
how.
y'all. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like Moneybagg Yo's label set him up when they did not readjust the location throughout the tour? Like they put him in Capital One Arena knowing that he's not an arena type artist, along with other artists that couldn't really, you don't think whoever his management or whatever, his team dropped the ball?
I think we would need more context because I don't know whether that was something he was pressing them about doing. Like, I'm a bigger artist, and they was like, "Yeah, nah, no, you're not." And he's like, "I am a bigger artist, man. Do this one right here."
Honest with you.
Like you never know.
That's what I'm saying. Being realistic with the expectations. Because if right now I'm saying shit, I'm trying to perform at Capital One Arena, I can sell that joint out in 2 weeks. Let me get it. Is that realistic?
Think about it though. Y'all are tripping right now. Our tours are done based on sales. Tours are put together based on sales.
Right.
So these tours were already put together months ago.
In advance.
Months ago. While his single was the #1 single in the world and his album was #1 and he was all over everything.
The motion.
I got you. So I mean, so right. What you saying really is that time frame. He probably needed to drop another song with as heavy as the first one was that got him the tours to keep the momentum. Because now that time period that you can ride a certain song is shorter now. It's not it doesn't go as far as it used to.
Yeah, and you know who dropped the ball? His promotional team. Mm-hmm. The promotional team of the tour. The tour promotional team dropped the ball. Because like Joe Young said, he dropped new singles, but where was the tour promotions? You know, like, hell, I ain't gonna hold you. The way that they talk about this Beyonce tour, every city that she hits, it makes you check and see if you can get your damn money for your spot.
No,
it had you looking at your bank account, questioning yourself.
That's what I was saying to you when you said ticket sales going down. I said,
Beyonce week, the whole week.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, and think about do you know the next city?
Ticket sales have gone down for Beyonce is a super mega star. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like she's so far into the stratosphere. It's like she could do whatever she wants. Like we talking about those like aspiring
rappers,
because not even just rappers, because it's still even on the opposite side. The ones that are selling out the shows are still super mega stars in their respective lanes. Like, what's her name? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Because we're not actively being targeted to. You don't see the marketing that they do, but it's like her people coming out like in Beyonce numbers, if not bigger. You got Bad Bunny that's doing stupid numbers. Mm-hmm. You know, you got these others, but they still are the super mega in their respective lanes. Like that tier of artists that's a Moneybagg Yo and those other different genres is similar. Because they haven't done what part of what Sixx is saying, and also what Gibbs is saying, like that marriage of the two has to work so seamless that every trip everybody is coming and being realistic. So let's say a Moneybagg Yo, his input should have been, you know what? I see these other niggas shit's kind of looking kind of crazy. You know what? Let's do a smaller venue, pack the shit out. Get the footage, like you were saying, for the music department. We're gonna get the footage from here and turn that shit up for the next city. Cause see, the next city, looking at my demographics and shit, let's say it's not a DC where they don't have their pick of the litter of entertainment that they can go to. We're gonna go down here to Richmond or Norfolk somewhere where they ain't got shit else to do except come to a Moneybagg Yo joint. Let's use this strategically to make sure that them numbers over here is crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a smaller venue in DC. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go crazy with y'all. I'm gonna go crazy on y'all real quick.
Go ahead.
There is not one artist that can, there's not one rapper artist that can sell out an arena by himself.
You don't think so? Drake.
Drake does it, and there's always the guarantee of features.
Well, yeah, I mean, Travis Scott, he one of them. Travis Scott can definitely sell out.
Travis Scott is not a rapper. Travis Scott's not a rapper. We're not gonna do
that. He just killed all them people in the stampede, and they came right back. Like, I want to.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's rockstar shit, bro.
Oh wait, he did not kill nobody. Wait,
hold on. Listen. The rapper.
I'm glad you fixed it, but I knew what he was saying.
If they gonna blame Ice Cube and NWA, nigga, he responsible.
Now listen. He's definitely responsible for the melee. But listen, I don't care. They ain't charged Michael Jackson. They ain't charged Michael Jackson. They ain't charged Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson had people getting ran over in the street. So that's weird.
That's where them little boy bodies is coming from. They like, man,
you out of line.
Wow. They let them get away straight. Yeah, he not gonna get away scot-free.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to tell you, listen, 100%. But at the end of the day, like all these rappers that be selling out these arenas is always because of the features that's associated with them on said project that they have and the expectation that they're going to be there. Beyonce got a real good thing going, and she got even Blue Ivy now hitting the stage with her. You know her shit gonna sell out. She got a kid now performing, and you never know who's gonna be on stage. So all these rappers can say whatever they want. I think that Moneybagg Yo is doing good for his tour because we know that the tour. Guess what? The venue still paid him. That's what I'm tired of. They still paid him.
Yeah, I mean, he personally he made out, but his brand took a hit. But now that's his brand is associated with that. So people that was probably on the fence about going, they probably heard that shit and was like, yeah, I don't know now.
Now I'm gonna tell everybody, if you're thinking about going to a Moneybagg Yo show, this is the perfect time. Buy the cheapest seats right around the second song. Going down to the floor, it's gonna be wide open, baby.
You wrong.
See, that's fucked up.
You wrong for that. So y'all.
Nah, listen, they're gonna be begging you to come down that motherfucker, bro. Ain't no point in paying top dollar. Get down there and support your man. Get the $20 seats and walk on down the stairs, man. Walk on down the stairs, man. When he asking everybody to come to the front like church.
So y'all help me understand this, right? So for artists as big as like Moneybagg Yo, Gotti, Drake, Future, 21 Savage, right?
First, you put a lot of people on. That was stairs. It was stairs. It was stairs. What you just did, though. I just want you to understand that it was stairs.
Okay, so let's say Moneybagg Yo. Let's just stay with him, right?
Okay.
So basically, y'all are saying that even if he sold one ticket for this tour, he still got paid the full amount of whatever he was requesting.
Of course. Because artists don't sell. Artists don't sell tickets. Artists do not sell tickets.
Right. That's the separation. So
whether it be Live Nation,
you got to break that down.
Loud.
I'm gonna tell you two things, and I shouldn't even really be saying this.
You got to break it down, Six.
There's an insurance. There's a performing insurance that artists have when they're signed with the label, right? So even if they don't perform, something can happen a few minutes before the show. It could be food poisoning or something. There's an insurance that they'll still get paid. The venue will still get paid. The people who worked at the venue will still get paid. There's an insurance claim there. And I've seen it happen a few times. Like there's been concerts that people don't really talk about, but where the artist was supposed to perform and they didn't perform a few minutes before. But there's still an insurance in place. Like you have car insurance.
I think she's speaking to just the like if everything is is ideal circumstances and only one person walked through the door and just bought one ticket. Like that's still from a audience view. If you know if
but they would cancel a
because
show
y'all are professionals.
They would cancel showing that event.
I think the explanation to that is how the business works, and this is still important for a lot of artists. It's like if you were an artist and you got booked for a show by a promoter, that don't have nothing to do with the ticket sales for you. Like you as the artist, you being paid to perform a service, right? Now you are the draw. You're the draw for said promoter. The promoter is in the business of promoting shows for the benefit of the ticket sales. After he's recouped what he paid out for the venue, for the artist, for the sound, for the light, however it worked out, that's how he made his money. The artist was only supposed to show up, like Gibbs was saying. If the artists don't show up, they in breach of their contract because it's different pieces to it. It's all contracting. If you want to really learn the music business, you need to look at how contractors are set up, like construction and all that is set up. There's a general contractor, and then there's other people that they pay to get this shit done.
And when you get booked in that contract, every show it says you're going to perform for 10,000 here, 40,000 here, 20,000 here, 30,000 here, because before that tour is set up, they sell those tickets and they sell those ideas. They got talent buyers and all types of stuff to take care of all of that stuff. The reality of it is that if an artist walks into a venue and there's only one physical ticket sold, you know what I'm saying, and it was supposed to have been 50,000, you daggone Skippy, the artist is already paid, because that's genuinely not going to happen. A venue is not going to get even scheduled.
That's called
We're talking indie stuff. We're talking indie stuff when you talk about I walk into an event and it's only one person in there, right? That's real live indie level. Like, and that's that indie artist still should be paid. And that's the argument that I have with a lot of the promoters, right? Because they're like, oh, I pay all these indie artists to come out and perform and no one shows up. And I want to tell them, like, maybe no one likes you. Maybe it's not the artist that you choose.
I mean,
maybe no one likes you.
That's a possibility.
You know, like a lot of these promoters don't understand. Like, it's not an artist's job to freaking sell tickets. It's an artist's job to make people want to buy tickets again.
Correct.
To make them happy to see you again.
Yeah. Correct. But okay,
and so you get to tell a friend.
With that being said, see that distinction right there is important even for the indie artists putting on their own shows, because they are putting on the hat of the promoter and the artist,
and that's why they fail.
That's exactly because they don't understand what they are really supposed to be doing. All they feel like they doing is they telling people about themselves performing. That's not being a promoter.
Yeah. And let me tell you what's funny, right? Because I know you've seen it, and especially now on the side you're on, artists will promote their show, promote their show, and then get up and don't even know the words. And I'm gonna tell you, Young, I don't think you're a bad artist. I just think you're overworking yourself. You sitting up there trying so hard to promote your show, you forgot to practice it. God damn it. you know, you're so busy on your page promoting to other people's music, you'd have forgot the damn words to your own song. Shit.
Yeah, I feel you. Nigga,
I feel you. I'm wave the flag.
The fuck? Hell yeah.
I don't even comprehend that. Like that.
Because at the end of the day, because you having to step into this promoter lane.
See, J Money is a person who wears multiple hats. I tell him all the time, sometimes you gotta take some of them hats off and let some other people wear them joints, man.
But listen, I do all the time, and I have to. You understand what I'm saying? Like me wearing multiple hats, I still mind my damn business. Like, even though I know how to edit videos, when I'm going on set to film, I'm not going to the videographer and camera like, oh, get these angles. No, I'm doing my part. I need to act. I got lines to memorize. I'm doing my part while I'm here.
Yeah, but movie J Money and recording artist J Money are two different people.
When I'm in the studio, I'm not going to the engineer telling, oh, mix them up, do this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You be like, we need to put this sound in there. We need to put this on the. We need to put this on the beat.
We make
you're supposed to be writing and shit. You over there, Joe, producing, making a record with the composers and shit.
But
Isn't he supposed to help with the creative process of it?
Right.
Is he
to a certain point, to a certain degree?
That's
it's
what I'm
like
saying.
you are. That is more of the reality to what Jazz is saying. It's like you having to be more involved because there's certain pieces that can't do it at the level that you needed to be at. Now, in the same way that we're talking about with the artists, like having, spending more time in this lane that they have to be in for said motion to continue, it's like that is the reality of a lot of artists' journey. But they also need to say, okay, if this is how it is, this is the reality of it. Can't nobody escape that shit. Like, it's only 24 hours in a day. You got to be able to sleep. You got other stuff you got going on. And if you are a independent artist, you indie artist, you have limited resources that are directly coming from your music. So you have other obligations. So even outside of you being an artist, you whatever your trade is, whatever your job is, you a promoter now, you are a artist, you are a curator, you're a social media expert, you all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
You need to either find the people that's going to be able to do it consistently at a certain level, because you're not going to get like the top tier of people without being able to pay for it, because if they top tier at a certain point, they doing this professionally, and it just wouldn't be worth their time to work with somebody without it being some type of financial, some type of financial exchange. So it's like you have to like all y'all saying, that's a valid problem, that's a valid obstacle. You know what I'm saying? If like I'm definitely not going to sit up here and be like, that is everybody else, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, no, nigga, I miss lines all the fucking time because of what you saying. Because of that, it's like that feeling at some point from an artist's perspective to say, I need to step up the experience of these people that I want to have out. I can't be effective in the experience part of it and the promoting part of it. Like, I either got to pick a lane. You got to choose, right? So for example, if I see because I've seen the need or the void that artists need to have somebody that's going to keep them motivated, keep them encouraged, or at least point them in the right direction, give them some hard questions that they gotta answer or what have you. You know what? That's super important too. So it's like, you know what? If that's the role that somebody needs to play, well, shit, that means that there are other artists that can use that same service. Let me focus on this part right here, because at the point that you get something rolling and you make it into some type of systematic way to do it, you can plug people in that can help in that. And if you still have that passion to be an artist and really get out there, I mean, shit, you'll have your own infrastructure set up that you can go back out there and do it. But I mean, you're not helping nobody by again being in the way, even though those artists may feel like they got some top tier songs, they got top tier, personality, they can do X, Y, and Z. If you're not able to deliver a competitive performance, where when I say competitive, people either going to choose to come see you or money bag yo, right? If it's not competitive in that way, then you are in the way. And there are a lot of good artists that are in the way in that way.
that if you don't know your lyrics and your lyrics aren't catchy enough that the crowd could be singing along with your hook, because sometimes I've seen performances where I'm like, damn, I went to see this artist perform. Like, man, it was a Rick Ross concert. I saw everything. He ain't sing like 2 of his songs. It was like fucking karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Like the crowd was singing that like every day I'm hustling.
I never got to see
you know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker
so, no,
got.
honestly, I don't think you need to be performance songs. Like, I don't even think Rick Ross is going to go up there. He might have songs he doesn't know the words to, but he's not going to go and perform those songs because
when you on that level, you don't have to know all your words. You know how you have to know how to perform.
You have to know how to perform, and even as an independent artist, even on another level, you still don't need to be going out there, and especially saying sales to bring yourself down. Like, this is my first time performing this. Don't be saying that. I ain't never do this before. I just did this in the studio.
Well, I mean, it's a bigger problem with indie artists that don't know their words only because they don't know how to perform. Right? I mean, like it's nothing worse. It's nothing worse than when I watch an artist. He's like, I'm like, damn, my man going damn.
That's why they play with the music right now. Like that's why they just play the track, and rap along, and when they forget, they come back in where they come back in at, and that's that.
You can hear that though.
That's what I'm saying. You have to understand there's a difference in being in the studio and a live performance. In the studio, you might have time to do that. All right, punch me in. All right, punch me back in. You live performing, there ain't no punch me in.
It's only lit when everybody know your words, though.
At it.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't need to be performing song.
Yeah.
We can hear when
they're not looking at it like that.
Like, just
no, they're not. But that's what they need.
Artists. We can hear you when you don't know the words. We can hear when you come in on the mic, and when you're just sitting there bobbing your head, making it. Well, not bobbing your head.
Some of y'all sound better when you pantomiming. That's what they call it, pantomime. When you just move your mouth and not really saying the words, it works. So I'm like, damn, is they really phone? This shit sound clear. It sound mixed and mastered because we just hearing a version without you on it. Sometimes y'all doing great at that. Y'all caught me one time.
Sometimes in the club that's better. Sometimes in the club that's better.
Okay, so let me just tell y'all this much. I have yet to go to a performance in a DMV, and I don't care who gets offended. And someone did that, and it actually, they caught me on. Like, usually I'd be like, dang, he ain't even saying no way. And after that, I probably would stop recording you or won't even pay attention to the rest of your performance because I'll think it's trash. But I haven't, and I've been to y'all show. I've been everywhere. I haven't seen an artist pull it off yet.
As far as playing with the music behind them?
Yeah, and just mouthing it, and I really believe that it's him.
Why would we? No, I'm not. We haven't booked a ventriloquist yet. That's ventriloquism, and we have not booked one of those yet. And I hate when artists do it. Like, I don't mind the artist punching and hyping the crowd, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that. I don't mind an artist even. I don't know if he got some harmonizing parts, right? And he's hitting those, and then he got to catch the record back up. I don't mind that. I don't even mind an artist punching his lyrics and hyping up the crowd. But I will not tolerate an artist that just don't know the lyrics, and I can see it all in his face that he's bombing. That's just
this artist. I think he turned the microphone off and just held it close to his mouth.
I still see.
That artist look dumb.
No, from the right angle, they will fuck you up.
And the artists that don't use microphones,
bruh.
So the reason we even talking about even this element of it goes back to what y'all was talking about like earlier on. When I first came in, I know it wasn't right at the beginning of y'all show, but when I first came on, y'all was talking about rap being, or the rap game being like the WWE or something like wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And this it's all rooted in the same thing, where the artists don't understand what they really up there to do. Like, the wrestlers know what they came to do. The wrestlers know they came to entertain. They came to be entertaining, and they came to read the script. This is their job, and blah, blah, blah. So whoever feels like is fake or not, that's just wrestling's not for you. Cool. That's something that you go into is saying like, I don't like it because it's fake. Perfect,
Right.
no problem.
Right.
There's millions of people that like it, so that's just not your cup of tea. I think that is the thing that the rap game hasn't really drawn the line in the sand to say this is entertainment and this is not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
but you know
those wrestling organ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go. What you say?
No, I was gonna say those wrestling or the when it's real, it's called something else. It's called UFC or boxing or whatever else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
what's crazy is this, right, Joe?
In the sand and say I do this or I do that.
And it's crazy because they don't even think about the biggest factor, even if it is as fake as WWE. All of those superstars, because that's what we call them, wrestling superstars, they had to go through an element of real shit to get to that level to be able to do the cool stuff. Because there was we just gonna discredit all the backyard wrestling they did. We're gonna call all those 80s wrestling joints when they was really crocking glass and semen and bleeding all over the place just to get WWE on TV, right? Y'all gotta understand when someone is paying you millions and millions of dollars, I don't want you as banged up as before. So that's why even when you get on,
no, we need you on the next tour stop. Yeah.
Right. And even when you get on and you start popping, when you do your first tour is gonna be holes on the walls. Your second tour gonna be little maybe coliseums and festivals, then arenas, then you get that world tour. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. So you're gonna take your stance.
I mean, the best footage I think I got was from that Atlanta show.
Yeah.
That when we came down there for that Atlanta show, man, that shit was like looking back at the pictures, I was like, man, we turned that shit upside down. But for the people that wasn't there, I mean,
and you know what's crazy?
I mean, it'd have been a lot of people that have been scared to do what we did down there.
And you know what's crazy? Atlanta, you know what they call me and say? When the band coming back? When the band coming back? Like, you know.
Tore that like, listen, we tore that shit down like it was in front of like millions, nigga.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. That's the difference. Like, we knew what we came to do. We came down there. Whoever was going to be in earshot was going to get the fuck entertained. They had a great time. That's why they pay you to do it. Like, that's what it's the purpose of it is.
Yep.
They paid they paid for live entertainment. Did they get live entertainment that night?
That they did.
Okay,
that
then.
They did.
I mean, mission accomplished.
And it was crazy. Like, you see, once you did that one, it made the Red Lounge show way easier to pack out more.
We wasn't trying to go to Capital One Arena. We wasn't. Well, why would we do that?
But the thing, like, if you build the momentum, you can get there, right? Because the thing about it is, I think every artist realizes that once I accomplish what I set out to see, there's only two questions I can ask myself. Do I want to do this again or try to do it bigger the next time? That's it. So I know everybody that stayed, thank y'all, because it's definitely well past y'all bedtime.
And while y'all at it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. Yes.
Hey, look, thank y'all for letting me, crash the party. I just tuned in. Like, man,
it wasn't no crash.
Yes, this was definitely needed. I know artists miss the music business talk and so that was.
You say y'all got y'all show Saturday?
In a June.
Saturday at the music department. We at the studio. And we're gonna do things a little bit different this time. So we got hosted by Danger Aurora. Matter of fact, she came through off of the strength of Gibbs peoples up there. Shout out to Swagmatic music up there, fucking with y'all out there in Baltimore. So you know that this whole Baltimore PG County shit is well overdue. So you know what I mean, pull back up. Come through, catch some of these vibes. If you're looking for if any artists are looking for some quality content, it's gonna be set up in a major way. You can't get this nowhere else.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna shout out some of these comments on here, right? He said Jodeci ain't had a hit in 15 years and still sold out Capital One Arena. The tickets was $20 on Groupon. That wasn't a money bag yo ticket.
And his was probably only 60.
Yeah, money bag yo tickets was almost 100. So you see the stakes? You see how much the stakes is now?
Man, them Cougars is paying. Listen,
they paying, boy. They paying. Drake had to tell them to not throw their bras, man. You feel me?
Patti LaBelle got ate up to not
soon as
remember.
they seen that jump.
Yeah, Patti LaBelle definitely still got paid though, even though she ain't know the lyrics.
That's messed up. Yeah, that's definitely messed up. So J Money, I know you got a single in the works. Six, your single already dropped.
Yeah,
y'all make sure y'all keep streaming that.
Yeah,
definitely. Joe Young, is there anything else you want to shout out?
No, I want to piggyback off of Sixx's single, because that's still that product of the music department right there.
Yeah, it is. Oh Lord,
I mean? get Richard. Listen, the voice of the county. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody know music department do all my shit. Yeah, the answer don't even come out unless it get washed. I call it washed.
Let's definitely keep the streams up and the promo going. Make sure y'all repost the single. Make sure y'all playing the single out there. Show them love. I mean, definitely showing love. I know that shit. I really enjoyed that song. So, but I like a lot of the stuff you do, Six. So
thank you.
Is what it is. Joe Young, thank you so much for coming through. J Money, you wanna shout out this song, this sample that you gave me, y'all. He did me dirty, y'all. He won't even give me the actual MP3 link to the song. He want me to go to YouTube and run his views up. It's all good. I got you. But you want to go ahead.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Think about it like that, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for doing that. That's so kind of you. You know what I'm saying? It's free to do, simple. Just click the YouTube link. You know what I'm saying?
Do you trust me to do it?
I mean, of course.
Yes, he trusts somebody, y'all.
Y'all, look. Anyway, thank y'all so much for coming through. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all funny.
Yo, catch y'all next week. Peace.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't know. I can't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't know. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get to showing. I've been getting money. Oh yeah, but you pay yourself because you don't make no sense. Nah. I chop it, I flip it, I screw up and through it, and you got this shit bent, cause all my money is spent. You want a tip, I ain't leaving them a hint. Nah. I get it, I flip it, I see it, I spend it, I get it, I spend it. No trust coming with it, cause I don't trust the soul, nah, I don't trust myself. Money is the goal, happiness and wealth. What you gonna do when your days be getting worse and your best is getting cursed? Gotta put them in the hurts, gotta let you go first. First things first, things been going good, don't let them get worse. Don't let them get worse, cause you don't know what the fuck I've been through. Trust. Man, I got some issues, cause if I can't trust you, then I can't fuck with you. I swear, dog. Thinking my ass too loyal. I swear, dog. Give me a Glock, I let it pop on your block, but I'm out like oil. Trust. I don't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't know. I can't really trust nobody. Trust. Only worry about me. I don't really trust nobody. Only worry about me. I don't know who can I trust. Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get the showing. Who can I trust? Who do you trust? No one. Say it's all good till the other side get the showing. Trust. No one. Trust. No one.